What if a little boy told his parents, "These are not my real parents"? And then he gave them another name, another city, another family, a wife, 2 children, and even the story of his own murder. His name was Titu Singh. But according to his own memories, he was someone else, a man named Suresh Verma, who had died years before Titu was born. Was this a child's imagination? Or could a young boy really remember a life that had already ended? This is one of India's most intriguing reincarnation cases. According to a 1988 report by India Today, Suresh Verma was a businessman in Agra who owned a radio shop. He had a wife named Uma, and 2 sons. On August 28, 1983, Suresh was reportedly shot and killed while returning home. But the story didn't end with his death. Just a few months later, a baby boy was born near Agra. His name was Titu Singh. His family called him Titu. And as Titu grew older, something extraordinary began happening. When Titu was still very young, he reportedly began telling his family, "My name is Suresh Verma." He said he lived in Agra. He claimed he owned a radio shop. And he insisted that he had a wife named Uma, and 2 sons. His parents initially struggled to understand what was happening. But Titu continued repeating the same story. He even described how he believed he had died. He said that he had been returning home when 2 armed men approached him, and one of them shot him in the head. These weren't ordinary childhood stories. Because Titu was also giving names, places, and details about a family he supposedly had never met. Eventually, Titu's brother traveled to Agra to investigate. And what he reportedly discovered was astonishing. There really was a Suresh radio shop. And there really had been a man named Suresh Verma, who had been killed years earlier. The details Titu had been describing appeared to match the real family. Soon, Suresh's widow, Uma, along with members of his family, went to meet the little boy. And that's when the story became even stranger. The moment Titu saw Suresh's parents, he reportedly recognized them. He hugged them. Then he saw Uma, the woman he claimed had been his wife. But there was something else. When Titu saw the car in which Suresh's family had arrived, he reportedly asked, "Why didn't you bring my Fiat?" The family was reportedly stunned. They said Suresh had owned a Fiat, but it had been sold after his death. Titu had never supposedly been told about it. Then came another extraordinary moment. The family took him to Agra, without telling him where Suresh's shop was. They reportedly drove past it. Titu recognized it. He wanted them to stop. And according to the report, he even noticed changes that had been made to the shop after Suresh's death. But perhaps the most disturbing detail wasn't something Titu remembered. It was something he was born with. Researchers investigating the case examined Titu's birthmarks. According to India Today, Drive, N.K. Chadha of Delhi University and Dr. Antonia Mills of the University of Virginia investigated the case. They compared Titu's marks with details from Suresh Verma's autopsy. And they reported a striking correspondence. One mark on Titu's head reportedly matched the location of the bullet's entry wound. And another birthmark below his ear corresponded with the reported exit wound. 2 lives, 1 death, and marks that appeared to connect them. So, does this prove reincarnation? Not scientifically. The researchers themselves were cautious. They did not claim that every alternative explanation had been eliminated. Some family members believed Titu was Suresh reborn. Others remained skeptical. And that's what makes this case so fascinating. Because there are 2 very different ways to look at it. One possibility is reincarnation, the idea that consciousness survives death and somehow continues into another body. The other possibility is that there are psychological, social, or other explanations that we don't yet fully understand. Titu's case was eventually reported internationally. And it was featured by the BBC in its 1990 program 40 Minutes. Sci Open Data. Decades later, the story is still being discussed. A little boy, who said he wasn't who his parents thought he was. A dead businessman. A grieving wife. A forgotten shop. Memories of a life in another city. And birthmarks that appeared to correspond with fatal injuries. Was Titu Singh really remembering the life of Suresh Verma? Or was something else happening? Perhaps we'll never know for certain. But maybe that's what makes this story so haunting. Because sometimes the greatest mysteries aren't about what we know, but about what we still can't explain. What do you think? Reincarnation, or an extraordinary mystery of the human mind? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to explore more real cases involving reincarnation, consciousness, and the mysteries of the soul, subscribe to the Soul Archive.